Bryce Carter, CIO and financial advisor with Financial Strategies Group in Okemos, is joining us again. Bryce, let's talk about debt. Is investing an option when you're carrying a lot of debt?
That's a good question. It's one I get often. So you can still start investing if you have debt, but there's a difference between good debt and bad debt. Mm-hmm. And you know, there's some very specific things you want to look at. The biggest one is interest rate. So credit card. If you have a credit card that is charging you 14, 15, 16, 17% interest, you really don't want to be focused on investing, because the best investment you can make is probably not going to give you a guaranteed 14%, right? And that's what you're going to make by getting rid of that credit card debt. So putting your financial house in order before you're investing is important. Knock down credit card debt or other high interest debt. I would say anything above 7 or 8%. Put an emergency fund in place, something like three months worth of expenses, 3 months worth of your mortgage payment, and then start worrying about investing for the long term. Okay, so kind of an order of operations to it.
Any advice for people that want to pay down that debt? What's the best way to do it?
Yeah, it is. It's not easy once you work yourself into that bubble. And just understand, it's kind of like a diet, right? You got to make sacrifices, right? If you want to lose weight and be fit and have feel good, if you want to knock down that credit card debt, you got to make some sacrifices and you have to make some decisions. Looking at transferring to 0% interest credit cards is an option for people that have good credit. It's not always an option, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices and tighten that belt, metaphorically, but literally in some sense.
Yeah. Talk about the type of accounts I should look into if I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to do this.
Yeah. So once you've got the credit card debt and bad debt down, once you've got an emergency fund established, for most people, and this is very general, a Roth IRA is a really good place to start long-term savings. It's not as strict as a traditional IRA or 401k for accessing that money should something come up. There's a plethora of investment options. I mean, thousands and thousands you can invest a Roth IRA into. And so in long term, it's a great strategy, because any of the gains that you have in a Roth IRA will be tax-free once you tap into them in retirement. And there's only two things true in life: death and taxes.
Right.
We can't control one of those.
Right.
Is it ever too late to start a Roth?
Well, once you're retired, it's a little late. But
But if you're nearing retirement?
If you're nearing retirement, no, I work with people all the time in their early 60s, late 50s on starting a Roth, because maybe they've saved over the years into an IRA and 401k, and all their money is pre-tax. We need to get some into that after-tax bucket. And so that's a conversation that we often have.
Okay. Financial Strategies Group, information on the screen. Bryce, always great to see you. Thanks.
You.